Give y'all about a cool minute to slide in here. Today we're going to be talking about the last day. Today was the last day of the World Championships 2025 in Tokyo, Japan. On this side of the world, it is damn near 1 o'clock. Over there in the United States, it should be about 9, 10, 8 a.m., somewhere around there. Today we're going to be talking about the 4x4. The finals happened today for both men and women. We're going to be talking about the 4x1. The finals happened today for both men and women. They also had the 800-meter final for the women, as well as the 5,000 for the men. So they had some pretty dope events on the track that we're going to be talking about. A lot of surprises, a lot of upsets, but that's what makes track and field dope. So we're going to talk about it in a couple of seconds as y'all start to make your way in here. I know it's Sunday morning, people are sleeping in, so we're going to go ahead and get started. So, like I said, guys, last day of the World Championships, it was a really really dope event. Um, I guess we could talk about some of the less in demand events that happened. Like I said, we had the 800-meter dash for women, which a really, really dope performance. Kenya ended up walking away with the win. Um, it was actually an athlete I wasn't really familiar with. I don't even know her name. I forgot her name, but she upset Keely Hutchison and Georgia Bell. Georgia Bell walked away with the silver medal, and Keely Hutchison walked away with the bronze. While I was in the stadium, I was giving my own little commentation, commenting on what was going on. And fun fact, I think I didn't know at the time, but the women's Kenyan team swept everything from the 800 meters up. They swept the 800, the 1500, the 3000 steeplechase, the 5K, as well as the marathon. I mean, they basically put on the clinic for anything middle distance and up. And when I was looking at this particular race, one thing I saw was that Mary Mora took the pace out at like 55. And basically, as I was watching the race, I was looking at how Keely Hodgson was running, and she's predominantly like kind of like a front runner. But I truly believe that she got baited. When they look back at this race, Great Britain, when they look back at this race and they determine what mistakes were made, I have a feeling that they're going to look back and they're going to really, I don't think they were conscious of the fact that Kenya had no problem sacrificing one of their veterans with Mary Mora for the sake of the betterment of her teammates who maybe weren't considered like dangerous athletes. Keely Hutchison, had the world lead. She ran 154 and 155 this year. Georgia Bell, she was an 800 and 100 meter specialist, isn't as fast as Keely in terms of her speed, but has the strength from the 1500, very dangerous. And a lot of the Kenyans, they were looming in the background, 157, 156, around there. Mary Moore has been doing a lot more 400s, and she really took this thing out through 600. When I saw the race, Keely made her move past 600. She was in really like great position up until maybe 750 meters in when all the strength athletes who did not go with the pace of that 55-second 400-meter first lap were able to kick it in and really close down hard. Now, to Keely's credit, she did get third place with a 154.9. That was a really fast race. Everyone were running, we had an American go 155. Everyone pretty much broke either personal best, season's best, or national record. So it was really great to see those kind of caliber of performances. But in terms of winning, masterclass by Kenya of just showing strategy. I could bet that Mary was just like, hey, I'm gonna take this thing out. I'm gonna have it go at 55, so you could take this thing out of, so I could take this thing out of Keely Hutchison's legs, and then my compatriots are gonna be able to come up and get a medal because they're gonna be able to notice and see that wow, it's easy to pick off all these bodies because we went out in 56, 57, while everyone else went out in 55. So really dope running from her. The same kind of similar thing happened in the 5K for the men. For the 5K for the men, we had Cole Hawker came through with the win. Basically beat the whole field in the last 100, which was really dope to see. Angel Britton, was made a solid move with a mile left, but didn't really do too well. We also had the likes of Grant Fisher and Nick Young. They were in good positions. They were kind of front running the whole thing and did majority of the work. Kind of similar to Shelby Houlihan when they did the 5K. One thing I don't understand, and maybe just, I mean, I ran the 5K before on the like cross country, and I do understand the purpose of pacing and being in good positions. But I just don't understand why lead an entire 5K. It just seems like I don't know the last person who front ran a 5K in one. I don't understand the purpose of it. I'm not sure if it's because they're not confident in their kick, but literally I saw Faith Kipyegon and Beatrice in yesterday's 5K performance basically chilling the back, and in the last 600 make a move. Cole Hocker did the same exact thing. He actually waited to the last 300. I mean, he was maybe in eighth place, slowly started to pick off people. By the last 200 meters, he was in fourth place. By the last 120, he was in third place. And then he kicked everyone down to get first place, and win the whole 5K, which was a really great indication, or a comeback story for him, because he was disqualified in the 1500. So he really showed his range. Um, I think he was in perfect position to be a doubler, for this in the 5K and 1500. So just a very interesting story. Again, race tactics are determining, how the 800 is going to be run. And people are kind of like not sticking to the script. And it's easy for me to see it because I may have the point of view of watching it in a stadium, but it was really interesting to see how those athletes really ran. So now we're going to get to the nitty gritty, guys. We're going to get to the fun. I think we should talk about the 4x4 first. Women's 4x4 was really awesome. We had who was first leg? Who was first leg? We had I forgot her name, but she signed to On Running, and she did a really great job. Honestly, hey, what's up? Shout out to Japan. I'm in Japan right now, but yeah, shout out to that athlete. She signed to On Running. I forgot her name. Pardon me, but she had a really good split. She split 50.13. She passed off to the second legs. She split 48 and some change. Passed off to Aaliyah Butler. She ran like 49 low, and then of course, to Sydney McLaughlin. I don't think anyone thought that USA was going to lose, especially with Sydney McLaughlin being in good position. The most, the dopest part of that 4x4 for me when it came to the win was the fact that they had Jamaica get the silver medal, and Nikisha was able to hold off Femke. Femke Bol was able to split like a 49-1-1, but Nikisha Price was able to split and finish off with a 48 5, which was really impressive for me because, like I said, she's been running 49. She ran 48 last year, but she's like the youngest in charge, man. She's like 19, or she was 19 last year. I think she's 20 now. And the fact that she was able to anchor it with so much like relaxed. She was very calm. It seemed like, and she was able to composure is the word I'm looking for. She was able to finish off with so much composure where a typical 19, 20-year old will probably like falter, right? So it was really dope to see that she was able to finish and do really well for her team to get that silver medal. Especially with Jamaica losing a lot of their 400-meter runners last year that qualified for the Olympics, and then this year they don't really have them. So really great job from her. Really great job for Stacey Ann Williams. She was able to run, and do very well, I think, be in second leg. Um, Netherlands was able to get third. Femke Bol did a great job. Leaky Cliver did not. She first leg, she kind of like she runs very strong to 300 and 350, and then after that she kind of falters. Hopefully she improves on that. But they're known as the Twin Towers, man. If you have the Netherlands and they're anywhere in attendance, they're gonna get themselves a medal. Femke Bol did a really great job not to strain herself and was able to walk away with a third place win, which is a really great job. With the men's 4x4, man, oof, it was a really solid race. As we know, excuse me, guys, it is 2 o'clock in the morning over here, 1 o'clock. But as we know, in the men's 4x4, it was really interesting how, the all the bumps and bruises the USA had to deal with in order to qualify for the final. As we know, they had like a little bit of mishap where they were able to get a rerun. They had to race off against Kenya this morning. They ended up getting it, running 2:58, with the first squad that actually came through. And then today they had Vernon Norwood to Ja'Cory Patterson to I forgot the athlete's name who was third leg, and then to Rai Benjamin. And they did really well. They had the baton in first place. They were in a really good position, but Rai was not able to hold off that last 50 meters. To his credit, I mean, he did as much as he could. I was a bit frustrated just because of the confidence that he showed in the 400-meter hurdles. It's just like the little bit of humble pie kind of came back to him in the 4x4. So it was really unfortunate that happened. I mean, it is what it is. That's track and field for you. But it was just really unfortunate to see him get hawked down, not only by Botswana, but I mean South Africa was on his ass, and almost outdipped him on the line. They had to break it down to the thousandths of a second, and we got second place by this much. So really, really unfortunate. But it is what it is. I saw an interview that they did for the interview that they did when they were making their rounds with the media, and he was saying that he didn't even get the call until this morning that he was running the 4x4, which isn't smart. Not by him, but USA. There should be open communication saying, "Hey, we're going to appeal this process. Be ready to run just in case the appeal goes through, and you can celebrate the next day." Like, no, there should be no there should be no there should have been open communication, because according to him, he was already in shutdown mode when they called him early in the morning after he had his good time. It's like, hey, you got to get ready to run. So it's really unfortunate that happened, but it is what it is. We're gonna bounce back, I think, especially because it was raining, really heavy rain, in Japan, this evening. That kind of, like, added another element to it, but there's no excuse. I feel like he should have been able to hold it down, but it is what it is. I'm just glad they were able to make the finals, because that would have been embarrassing for United States to not even be running. But hell of a run from South Africa. I heard that Wade Van Niekerk split the fastest split at 43.2. Um, Tabajo looked pretty good. Excuse me. The but and like I said, this last legs were so crazy. One thing I saw from Ryan Benjamin is that he basically preemptively kicked at the 150 and didn't have enough for the last 50, and everyone else waited to, like, maybe the last 70 meters to start their kick, and they were able to chop him down. So, like I said, it just shows that no matter how fast you are, if your splits are not on point, then it's gonna not be good. Um, let's transition to the 4x1. Like, the women's 4x1 was pretty decent. I don't think they ran the fastest splits or legs that they could have run. I would like to switch TT Terry with Melissa Jefferson. It seems like Melissa Jefferson had a cool leg, but her talent, her ability right now is that she has a great start, great transition, but her top end speed is, like, amazing right now. Hence why she won the 100 and 200. The fact that she's first leg, she doesn't get a chance to show that. TT Terry hasn't showed that she is in good top end position at all. I mean, but again, they got the baton around the track. I think the only reason why they won was because they had better handoffs than Jamaica. The Clayton sisters had a little bit of a mishap on the from second to third leg, but nothing to, like, be too crazy. But I mean, they lost by point oh 0.02, because last leg, whew, Shikari was in some trouble. Was in some trouble, not just by Jamaica, but their German last leg had a hell of a leg. I think her name is Gina Lukin something, but man, she ran her ass off. She ran her ass off. I think she's trained by Lance Brahman, and I believe so. I'm not sure, but they were able to damn near overhaul any kind of. I mean, it was close. If it was maybe 5 or 10 meters more, I think Shakari would have been hawked down, and it would have been a Jamaica, or 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 it would have been Germany, that would have been able to slide on through. So. They won by the skin of their teeth. I think if they would have had Melissa second, maybe TT Terry first, to Kayla White to Shakari, or switch, have Shakari somewhere else, because again, she's not in the best shape. 10-9 isn't going to get it done. It did get it done today, but when's the last time we see anyone gain on Shakari? It just seems like she's just been not her best self. But like I said, it was enough to win. It's great that Jamaica was able to send off Shelly and Fraser Price with a nice silver medal. They could have got gold, but a nice silver medal. What was interesting is that they didn't have Sharika Jackson in the race. I'm not sure if they would have changed anything, but it's just very interesting that they didn't have her in the race. Um, like I said, Great Britain also got locked out as well. I think it was Daryl Neater who kind of dropped the ball. She didn't have a good finish. And it's very interesting too, because again, I mean, that crew on paper should have done very, very well. Um, and Germany should have not been able to sneak them for it. It was really supposed to be an America, Jamaica, and Great Britain, 1, 2, 3, but unfortunately they didn't get the job done. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You just got to roll with the punches. But I know that left a disgusting taste in their mouth, and hopefully they figure it out. Let's see. And then the men's 4x1 was pretty good. They ran the fifth fastest time of all time, which was really impressive. I mean, they had the talent. Christian Coleman, 9.8 seasons best. We have Kenny, 9.7 seasons best. We have Courtney Lindsay, he ran 10.8 this year. And of course, Noah Lyles, who's in 19.5 shape, and has supreme top end speed, seasons best of 9.8, always does a great job. It's noteworthy saying that both Noah Lyles and Kenny Bednarek had the same last 100-meter flying 100. I think they clocked him at 8.84, which is really impressive for both of them, but especially Kenny because he didn't have the necessarily the best pass to Courtney Lindsay. He just kept moving the stick, and I guess that's him being a newbie. He need to practice a little bit more. Almost cost us, but to have that fumble happen from second to third and still run the fifth time overall is really impressive. Christian Coleman, professional, and of course Noah Lyles. I mean, you can't. That's a hell of a team. It would have been great to see Jamaica in there, but unfortunately, they did not make the finals. Canada, I had them, of course, doing their thing. All their athletes look great. DeGrasse looks great. 10-1, 20.13. Anytime he's in that 20 flat position, his top end speed's amazing. He was right on the United States. They did a great job. Japan, actually did cool, but they didn't get top three. Um, and I think third place was Ghana. I'm not sure who third place was. Um, I want to say Ghana, but I don't think it was Ghana. I know it was in Australia. They didn't finish. Oh, it was the Netherlands. The Netherlands came through, which was a big surprise because, we all know that the women Netherlands athletes have been killing it, but no one really talks about the men. So it was great to see them come up and really snatch a couple of souls and show that they're a formidable opponent. So shout out to the Netherlands men in the 4x1 because they did a really fantastic job. But like I said, guys, really, really great finale. The rain kind of like messed with the field events a little bit. The high jump ended up having to be delayed, and they ended up continuing it. We left the stadium before we even saw what happened with the discus because everyone knows the discus is in a circle, and that circle kept getting wet. And when you have the discus, I'm not sure if you ever seen discus shoes, but they don't have any kind of spike in it, so it's literally they're dancing and spinning on concrete, and in the rain, that's an issue. So I'm not. They could be at the damn stadium right now, still trying to finish it. The world would never know. But really, really interesting. We did see the decathlon, so that was really dope. We saw Leo from University of Texas, killer from Germany. He won in a clutch performance of the 1500 PR by 7 seconds, and also PR'd in javelin. The American, he was in first place. His name is Garland, Keith Garland, maybe or last K Garland. He did a great job, very powerful dude. He lost it a little bit in the 1500, but he was still able to get bronze. Puerto Rico was very clutch. He was in third place position after the 1500. He did really well. Was able to bump up to second place. So, like I said, action packed last day to say the least. Was really happy with this last day. I will be giving like my whole once I get back into the states. I will be giving my whole thought process on the meet, my top moments and all that stuff, and just my overall analysis of just Tokyo in general because it's been such an amazing trip. But like I said, guys, as far as today, really, 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 really great performance, and like I said, awesome last day, action packed last day. So I want to thank you guys for watching. This is D Brown with Track Headz, my review of the last day of the 2025 World Championships in Tokyo, Japan. I'll speak to you guys later. Peace.